Welcome to the ESI Africa studio. With us we have Mishack Matla, Executive Director of Sales, Marketing and Distribution at Aberdeen Cables, and we're going to be looking at the transmission network within South Africa. Welcome, Mishack.
Thank you, Pamela.
I think let's delve into our first question and look at renewable energy as a growing trend in this country. As you know, we recently had IPPs that were signed and people are getting really excited about the future of renewables. But do we have the transmission infrastructure in place to support this growth? What are your views on that?
Firstly, let me just say we are excited about the signing of the IPP, as you have indicated, at last. It was a very long wait for every player in the industry. And as a cable manufacturer and supplier in the industry, Aberdeen Cables is very excited to see progress in this particular project indeed. We are 100% convinced that when one looks at the transmission infrastructure in South Africa today, based on the energy mix that is required to drive the South African economy into the future, we are nowhere near where the infrastructure needs to be. You would remember that we have depended on coal generation for many years, and the current infrastructure reflects exactly that. Now the outlook into the future is that the mix of power generation must be different. Renewable energy is going to play a major role, whether it's wind, it's solar, etc. We need the transmission infrastructure to ensure that that power can be sent to destinations that where it will be needed indeed. So on that basis, we are convinced that more investment is necessary from the relevant entities, Eskom, Department of Energy, and every other stakeholder to make sure that that infrastructure is in place as soon as possible.
Absolutely. I think that is such an important part of it, is to make sure that all of these stakeholders do start investing and we can start growing the infrastructure that is needed. But I think if we look at maybe own generation and we look at or possibly even embedded generation, do you think that this is going to become increasingly popular?
There is no doubt. It is becoming clear that there needs to be a paradigm shift in terms of how South Africans approach the power supply question. In the past, until today, we have heard Eskom being obviously the sole supplier and distributor of power in the South African market. It's becoming increasingly clear that for efficiencies to be realized and ensure that the economy is supported for more positive growth, we need to be open and be more open for different options in terms of how we supply electricity. We can't use one method and hope that will satisfy all the requirements in the market. Remember that not only are we grappling with a challenge of inoptimal supply, we are also grappling with the challenge of, is the supply of energy environmentally friendly? Because the question of environment has become extremely important. And it is on that basis that we believe we need to look at various alternative methods of supplying power in South Africa.
Very wise words. I do believe that you've hit the nail on the head there, Mishack. I think it is all about exploring alternatives and not just focusing on one part of the energy mix or one aspect of generation. But thank you very much for your time and thank you very much for watching. My name is Pamela Larg, Senior Writer for ESI Africa, reporting from African Utility Week.